All right, well, hello, welcome, happy Friday. Welcome back to Anthony Nisa's Work in Progress. Issa will be a little late, but you see in back of me, I have a very sp- special guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain, one of the captains of this esports smash team, Jack.
Hi everyone, how you doing? It's a lovely Friday outside. It's tragically hot.
It is.
I wish it was a lot better. I, being the dumbass that I am, chose to wear a black shirt today in like 80-degree weather with no clouds.
I
So
almost wore a black shirt. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this.
I'm gonna suffer today. I hope y'all are pretty good. Personally, I wish it wasn't me who wore this, but we live, we thrive.
It's honestly a good look for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Jack, so thank you. I know it's last minute, but thank you
No
for
worries,
guests.
mate. No worries, mate.
Yeah. So Jack and I, we are both on esports. I'm Overwatch. He's Smash Brothers, and we met last year when esports started, and now you're captain. Like, how does it feel? So I know, last year you were a freshman, now you're a sophomore. How does it feel to be in charge of a team? And so I know I'm sure you've been playing Smash for a long time, and I'm sure at one point you're like, no, I can you never thought you'd be able to coach a team, but now you do. Like, how does it feel?
So it's a funny story. I never really played this game competitively. It was always kind of like the fun. I was one of those weird kids that you'd see in like your high school or like middle school who would sit down at the lunch table with all their friends and play the game through the entire lunch period once they finished eating. I was one of those kids. I know I don't look like it, but I
was one of those kids as well.
But yeah, I never played the game competitively. It was always
for fun.
Yeah, it was always for fun, something to goof off, have a bit of like a laugh with. But coming into Iona, I didn't really have anything because I played tennis all throughout high school too, and Iona didn't have that when I applied. So it's just like, what the hell am I gonna do with myself when I'm here? I get an email one day, says, come try out for esports, come do this stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, let's try it out a little bit. So I go, trial process kicks in, works out, it's fine and everything. I make the cut. Last year I wasn't in captain and everything, so I winged it, rocked with it, with the way that the program went. It was smooth and everything, no hiccups, it went fine. This year, our director and our last captain both agreed. They were just like, hey, you'd make a fine suit for a captain, go ahead and do it. And I had doubts about it, but I ran through with the process and it worked. And it's funny looking back on it because our season has ended. It ended a little bit, probably a couple weeks ago, back in March. I wouldn't really say that I was a captain. Not in the sense of like I didn't do the job of a captain. It was just I didn't think of myself as one. I don't feel like I should treat myself any different than I treat my players. Because if anything, me being a captain, it just means I have a little bit of extra responsibility.
Yeah.
But I still have to do the same things that they do. I still have to practice, still have to try, make everything out, But it's nice. It's nice to have this kind of position where I get to overlook and oversee everybody, and I get to see all the growth and the progress that they make from the beginning of when they join to the end of the season. Because I'll be honest, most of our players didn't really play this game a lot, and most of them did not play this game competitively.
I saw
watching them transition from the position that I was in to all the growth and the progress that they have made now at the end of the semester, it puts a smile on my face, and it really does just make me happy to have this ability to see what these different people can do in these different circumstances.
I remember last year for next year, I know you guys like lost the first round. This year, you guys were close, and I saw a massive improvement. I saw like you guys were on fire, and I mean, both teams lost, but I honestly think you guys did amazing with the combos. Like, I saw a difference from last year and this year, and I think you're doing you and Dan are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I play Smash, but I play for fun. but I was actually thinking of trying for Smash team last year. But I'm like, it's not like my competitive go-to game, and also two, after the flood, the Wi-Fi won't.
Oh, that was terrible, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember North Hall got absolutely demolished.
It did.
Everybody and all my senior friends, they were just like, oh yeah, dude, we had to sleep in the gym that night. We had people were sleeping on the treadmills, on the steppers, and I was like, how did you not wake up with back problems? And they were just like,
I was passed out.
We move
that night.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to deal with that at all, any
Yeah.
repercussions. But I remember scrolling through socials the next day, seeing people just float down the city alleyways with like a floaty tube and everything. It's just like,
Yeah.
what the hell are people doing, man?
But now also I just said being captain, like this is something. This also we're both mass comm majors. This
Hmm.
is something you can put on your resume. Like to others maybe it might sound silly, esports
Yeah.
captain, but it shows that you had responsibility.
Mhm.
You had to deal with others. Also, I mean, you also work well in a team.
Mhm.
Like that's something good.
Yeah,
And
no, it's funny because a lot of people don't really when they think of esports, they just think of like
video
funny.
games.
They that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they they
it's
they
not
they
just that.
think of funny haha video games.
Yeah.
This is what people are doing, and most times people, if they don't understand it, they just look at it and they say, "You're wasting your time. Go out and do
Yeah,
something
my
different."
mom is the same way, but not when I told her, hey, no, like, the club they asked me to do graphic design, and
Hmm.
I tell people, it's not just that, it's not just gaming. Like we have to work as a team. Like we have practice with what to do, of who can play, like what our best strategy is, and of course at the same time we have to maintain grades. Like
Yeah.
you can't just like join in and
It's no
yeah,
different than that of like your traditional sports team.
yeah,
Again, student athlete, not athlete student. You got to keep your grades up first and foremost. And a lot of what we do is no different from a regular sports team.
yeah.
We still have our practice schedules. We still have, you know, daily talks, and I don't know how often others traditional sports teams do this, but we have VOD reviews. We go over our opponents, we go over ourselves, we practice on the daily, scheduled or not, on our own time as well. And there's a lot more into it than just that. Like you said, you do graphic design.
Yeah.
We also host Twitch streams every night that the matches happen.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of production that goes behind that. And once the streams are done, we'll pull them off the site, edit them down, cut them down, post them to YouTube. So then we have them to look back on later. There's a lot of different bits and bobs that go into it to make the process run. So for people like us who are in the mass comm major,
Yeah.
it works and it gives us an idea of how some of this stuff goes. Me, I want to concentrate in digital media and production. So a lot of what we're doing is in the field of what I like to do. I like to edit. I like to cut stuff down, build it up from something different, and make it completely new product from the original footage. And having the Twitch streams and having the YouTube videos, and working with those, that's something that I like to do, because we even do it with shorts form
Yeah.
content too, like YouTube Shorts,
I'm
TikTok,
pretty
Instagram
sure because I
Reels.
know we both have. Wait, no, I had the merge. I still have the merge. The merge as teacher. He's also my advisor, and I know you have the merges this year.
Yeah, I
I know
have Professor Demerges for radio production.
he's a great professor.
Really good man.
Yeah, he's such a nice man. Like no, he allowed me to. He knows I'm not a sports guy, but he allowed me into the program, and he knows what I'm able to do. And
Mhm.
no, I in my undergrad year, I told him no, I do YouTube. I said I do the transition videos. Like, will companies like look at them or like to say yes? Of course. He told me that as long as you have something that people can see that they're active, editing out
Mhm.
these things, companies will recognize it. Even it's
Mhm.
just like even video games. If you apply to a job and they see that they see that you have skills, you easily apply.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, anything. If you feel like anything that you have done in your past leading up to you getting like an interview and giving your resume, put it on there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what my professors have told me, and a lot of what other other seniors and grad students even here have told me. It's just like, if there is something important to you that you think applies well and shows your skills and what you can bring to the table, put it on your resume, show it to the people that you want to get the job from, because they will look at it. They will look through every single piece of your resume and every single piece of you that you offer to show them, and that will help determine whether or not you get the position.
Yeah. When I applied for grad school, one of the things I had to do was, well, I had to either maybe write an essay or submit two video projects. I of
Mhm.
course had two video projects, and so one the two videos I submitted was a video I made for for the merges like a few years ago, and the second video was actually our first esports highlight
The first
video
highlight reel,
because
yeah, I remember that one.
because I thought, since I'm planning to apply back to Iona, and I want them to see that I was on a team that I'm trying to get our team recognized, and they
Mhm.
loved it. And I remember last year, they were filming us in this and about a commercial or something, and
Mhm.
overheard them say that they can't use any of the footage because they don't have the rights to it. I went to them and said, "Hey, I actually made a video for esports. I will give you permission to use it."
Mhm.
And I was actually offered an internship I didn't get it, but
Unfortunate.
I was glad I was offered. I told my mom, like, mom, because of esports, like, I got this.
Yeah, no, the field is a lot bigger than people give it credit for, especially at the collegiate level, because there's really like to me, there's really like three tiers of what it has. Sometimes two to certain people, if you think about it differently. But there's professional, collegiate, and then in some degrees there's high school.
Yeah,
Where high school is kind of just the startup. You play it to have fun, but there's still a competitive aspect to it, and it's kind of just this is like an after school thing that people can go to. Collegiate gets a little bit more serious because you're balancing a lot more in terms of like actual life stuff with like school class with like classes, personal responsibilities, and working towards
jobs.
jobs,
Yeah,
internships too. But there's still a bigger degree to the competitive level because I know some leagues they offer tuition money to the winners,
yeah,
and sometimes, at least for us, we compete in the MAC, kind of like how the men's and women's basketball does as well. So. They said this year, if you win your titles championship at the MAC, you get to go to nationals in Texas, essentially.
yeah.
So there's bigger prizes out there too for people to get, and then of course there's always the professional level. There's
Like,
a professional level to anything, and that's always going to have the biggest prize pool and the biggest offerings to someone. But again, I mean, the field is a lot bigger than people give it credit for. It's still up and coming. It's still growing in a lot of different regards, and I think it's something that a lot more people should be giving attention to
yeah.
because it's an offering that's untapped.
Yeah, and I never last year when we first started esports, I never thought we'd go to like I never thought we'd go to Atlantic City for Mac tournament. I was I told my mom this, and she was really surprised. And I heard her talking on the phone with her friends saying that I'm a, no, I'm a senior, that I might never get to experience this again. And being we lost with some wins and losses. It was a lot of fun being there. Like it's something like just being like, hey, we're part of esports. We get to do this. We also got to go to basketball games.
hmm
Support our fellow Gales, and this year we got to go again, and we had a blast.
Yeah, doubling down 2 years in a row. Looking back on them both, really fun experiences.
Yeah,
I think for me personally, the first time going there, it was a little bit of a shock because it's just like, geez, man, like
yeah,
it feels out of your league
it does.
when working up to it, hearing everybody going like, hearing our director go, "Oh yeah, you guys get to go to Atlantic City at the end of the season. Go ahead and play live in front of us." It's like, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
run it back. Like say it again, one more time.
we-
No,
we-
no, no, do it one more time again.
yeah,
Like it sounds surreal and it feels surreal to think about. And then once you're there, the shock kicks in, and then it's gone.
I know my friends know.
And you see it, and it's just like, damn, I really was able to go here because I did something,
Yeah,
like something worthwhile. And doubling down a second year again, going back, we brought a lot more with us, a lot
yeah,
more titles, a lot more students, and a lot more players. And it was a really nice experience because for us, we didn't win our title, we didn't win our titles championship
yeah,
both times last year. And it sucks, but getting there and to meet all the different players from all the different schools
yeah,
and being able to play against people who are a higher skill caliber than you sometimes, to me, that's what I'm looking for. That's the interesting stuff, to go ahead and sit there and play with someone who's better than me. And I don't care if I get
yeah.
my
It's
ass
not always about
whooped.
winning. It's about no, like I'm glad that I got to meet new new people. Also,
Yeah.
I'm glad that this year, more like our league and Valor team
Mhm.
got
We got to
got to
bring a
go.
lot more
Yeah,
teams and titles, and I like to share the experience with people because this is where you make the memories
yeah,
with the people that you love and you care about. This is the type of stuff that you want to remember, and it's a great stomping ground and learning experience for everyone. But outside of that, it's just nice to hang out, have a
yeah.
good time.
I know in high school, like, so with some of our guys, because we went to high school together. I remember, we're playing online, and we're all making jokes. Imagine being part of a gaming team and doing this. And now we're in college, and now it happened in reality. Yeah, like, it's such I know my mom has mixed feelings about it, but no, without esports, like, last year, my senior was the most social I've ever been. Is every day I wake up, go to game room, and I have something to look for. I get to see guys, we get to make memories, laugh. And yeah, even in this year, I was so glad to I'm so happy that, as a graduate student, I was allowed to come back for
Mhm.
a team, play with you guys, and design things for guys again. And I love, seeing you guys, uh every day. Like, I wish they had this in my freshman year.
Yeah, well, the feeling's mutual, except the fact that I got it in my freshman year. So, sucks to be you in that
In my senior
situation.
year,
Not my fault.
I got the email like first of all, I'm not sure the email was real. Now I texted my other friends. I'm like, is this real? I'm not sure.
You sure
Then
this ain't a phishing scam, man?
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. This looks a little suspicious.
then I got the Discord invite. I'm like, this is real. And like, wow. And I was just
Wait, they're not gaslighting me?
and I was shocked because December. So in my previous years, the esports room, it was a computer lab to do work or print things. I was shocked like how it changed. I'm like, wow, these are nice.
Yeah, a lot of what we have was kind of just on. It was kind of like, I think it was really last minute stuff that happened pretty fast and got pretty. It got the green light really
Yeah.
quickly, actually.
'Cause I know our coach. He said it took him 4 or 5 years for the school to agree to this.
Yeah.
And so originally he wanted to buy PC parts, for us to build, so have experience. But since when COVID happened, the chip shortage.
Oh, of course, there we go. Everything loses to
Yes,
that,
yeah.
man.
But but since we know we're partnered with Microsoft, they were able to get a hold of
I
Alienware.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so which is I mean Alienware. I mean I know they're mixed feelings, but it's a good thing. Like these are powerful pieces. These are powerful PCs.
Yeah, no, they are. They got good graphics cards, but I remember when everybody came in and I saw the Alienware logo, everybody was like,
no,
look at this.
Yeah,
This was the best that you could do. But no, man, I mean, a lot of what we have, I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
Because even though like for me, we just play on a dinky little switch, plug it into the dock, hook up an HDMI to a monitor, and
yeah,
everybody else has to play with a lot more. Looking at the space that we have and the opportunities that we're given as players and as students more so, even because this isn't something that I don't take granted for. This is a privilege to be a part of this
yeah.
type of stuff because you still have to work hard to be a part of it and stay in it. And to the people that put the work in, they earn that opportunity. Again, that's something that I'm grateful for because a lot of what we have has again just come very fast. I think in the time span between year 1 and year 2,
Yeah.
we like doubled the amount of titles that we offer. Our program grew
We
expansively.
we get a lot more attention even on open house.
Yeah.
And some days we are a big hit. People love go to the room, and I see that the tour guides. Hey, you guys want to see the room? Their eyes brighten like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, I remember the last time that we had the last accepted student stage. 2 tour guides brought in a massive tour,
Yeah.
man, and they sat there and just like, yeah, this is our esports room. I walked over, offered to give them a little bit of insight. Talking about something like that, it gives me pride because
Yeah.
it's just like this is what I do.
I said parents. I'm like to parents. I know it's a little strange. But
It's surreal. Again, it's
yeah.
surreal to think that like you get to play video games for your school because again, when people think about that, just like you're wasting your time. Go work towards getting an actual job. Go work towards getting something actually like.
I mean,
normal.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like my
my
mom thinks no, told me that no, like you can't do this for a job. No, I do this for fun. Like I want to do this now before I graduate, and maybe no, of course a game on my own time, but like I wanted I want to enjoy this now.
No, I mean it's funny though to that point because it's just like at certain positions you can do this for a job.
Yeah.
You can do this, and people who do that, personally, that's what I like to do because I'm having fun with that type of stuff, and I just want to have fun in the future and do what I love. Call me naive, call me innocent, but that's the way that I want to rock. But my parents have their reservations about it too. They're always they always tap, and every once in a while they're just like, make sure your school is your priority because that's what you're here for. And they're right. But again, it's just
Even
I keep coming back to the fact that like it's surreal that I get to do something.
even
like
this year, I know prep the high school, so that they started a Smash Bros team, and we were able to have them visit us. I thought that was really cool because some of us, including me, we went to Iron Prep, and we got to see some of our I got to see some of my teachers, and then we were able to do a Gale versus Gale thing, which I love.
Yeah, having the prep guys over that one night was actually it was a really fun experience.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's just part of what esports can bring to certain communities.
I'm like,
where you have this.
When I graduate high school, I'm like, oh, okay. As soon as I leave, they start this.
Yeah. No, again, it's interesting because I think there's a lot of interconnectivity between the two different sections of like how I described before, like the two
Yeah.
different tiers. You get a glimpse as to like, if I want to keep doing this, I can. Because again, sometimes people just join there just like, I could just have fun, goof off. Sometimes it's to burn stress.
Yeah.
I know that's how it is for me sometimes too. And you see a spark in them sometimes, and it's just
Yeah.
like, damn, I can keep going. I have a reason to keep
And
going.
now, no, ever since we all met each other, we have our own Discord server, and no, and during the Christmas break, we were on call like, almost every night. And then my mom was like, I was like, I was like, are you guys calling every night? Like, how long you stay up? I'm like, we mean we all
4 in the morning.
we all miss each other.
5 in the morning.
So-
I stay till the sun rises once again.
I know, like Ken and Nina, I saw, I woke up at one point and I go on Discord, and I'm like, they're still on call at 6 a.m. or what?
I mean, sometimes people just fall asleep in call too, so that's a
Yeah.
natural thing.
Yeah.
One time, one of our friends fell asleep on call, and he said his snores.
Yeah,
He just killed everyone. He killed everyone with that sound effect, and nobody recorded it too, which is the worst part. Which, because I know damn well that if that little bit got put into a soundbite and got trapped into the digital world forever, oh, it would be raps for him. He'd never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, again, we're a pretty big community right now. We doubled in size. I'd like to assume that we double in size from last year. I don't have a head count of
Even
everybody
during
and
Atlantic
everything.
City, while it's you saw me posting nonstop on Instagram.
Yeah,
I-
you put something on the page probably like 5 times a day.
Yeah,
That takes dedication.
And my goal was to get the account more followers, and in which I happily succeeded. I want to show, that esports. I want to show that we care about that. I want to show that we're active in the Iron community. That we care about our clubs. Like,
Yeah.
at basketball game, I shout out the men's, women's team, our cheer team. They loved it, and they followed us back. The dance team actually gave us a shout out, which was unintentional. So I asked one of the captains, like, hey, I'm not sure if girls are into games or not, but if maybe spread the word, we would really appreciate it. I did not expect her to post on the dance team Instagram account. I'm like, oh my god, I love you girls.
We
so
did
much.
it. We made it.
We made it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love that child. Even some of the parents are there. I see that they like some stories. Even I saw you even like the stories, and it makes me feel good that. So I want to show. Besides our video games, I want to show show us as human beings that I want to like create more content like show behind the scenes, and which hopefully our next year that will be like our goal, like to make more things.
Yeah. We may not be a cornerstone of the community, but we're certainly a part of it, and we're certainly a growing part of it too. To that, and again, a lot of what you did during AC, just constant posts and keeping connected.
I had camera around nonstop. I'm like, wait, I need to record.
Yeah, no, I remember I saw you guys when we were playing on stage round 2 against Quinnipiac.
Yeah,
I was just like, damn, it really is this time.
I wanted to get. I wish I could have recorded them playing, but I couldn't. I had to. You saw me going from angle to angle. Then I go switch my phone. I'm like, yeah.
No, you get that. That's our life. That's the life of a mass comm student. You got everything revolves around this.
But
what you can put on this. What you can put on a camera.
I didn't know. For my midterm project, I did on esports how about broadcasting. I mentioned that what I did in Atlantic City was showing behind the scenes, showing the players, and from a different perspective, like from sitting on the bleachers to being like on the stage, like it's really different. Because I saw you and Brian, you guys are talking what to do next. Dan, Jordan, Luke, their focus in the game, no distractions. Like it's a really different perspective. You guys turn them on. Yeah, and I made sure to record. The moment you guys won, I'm like, okay, record. Like I had to make sure, like, whew.
gotta cement this in history. Yeah, no. I mean, this applies to anything pretty much. The pace and the tempo is drastically different from stage and bleacher, and a lot of the time, like you said, it's a lot of discussion, because you can only plan so far ahead, and your plan can only stay so concrete for so long until you have to say, okay, we got to change it. We have to pick up the pace in a different direction, and that's a lot of what we were doing. And I think a lot of that quick thinking on our feet I think that's something that we can do really well and something that we can plan with accordingly. Because
Yeah,
if plan A fails, okay, just make
plan
plan
B
B. Plan
or
B fails, okay, we'll just make
plan
plan
C.
C. Yeah, it's
And
just go on and go forth, wing it.
I know, so like we both improved. Like I know for Smash Brothers, you guys improved. For Overwatch, no, I played for fun. Then and I know I joined team because no, that was I think the thing I was able to make it on because it was crossplay. But no, I know even the Abby and Jean, the Ken, they knows the difference from last year and this year. Like this last year, I was stuck on bronze, but I never really play comp. Now, like I'm plat 4 or 5, and they see an improvement. And I'm a console player, and no, when I get just play on PC, I try the best I can. Even though I'm a sub, I still want to be best. Even next year, if I don't make it back on team, I still want to be in practice, support support them, like and I don't know if I'll make it back, but if I don't, like I'll still be happy happy to help everyone.
Hmm.
And even though when I'm home, I'm playing like I pretend I'm playing my teammates that I'm focusing as hard as I can. And it's a different feeling from them from playing for fun. They're like, okay, 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 this is what I have to do, and I'm being more communicative like online. Like when I first tried out, I never really but played with others. Well, people close to me or talk to them. I was really that person. I just stay quiet, and that was sort of because of my stutter. Like I'm not sure if people will want me to talk or not. Like no, it's fine. Just just say whatever.
Hmm.
And like I'm really glad for the support of everyone. And on Smash, I know you guys. I seen you guys during your games in here. You guys are focused, and when you guys win, you're like, "Whoa, nice!" It's like, all right,
Yeah, a lot of it is a lot of it when it came to matches during the season was and to start with practices too. First off, a lot of it is lock in. We again we goof off. We
yeah,
have our fun moments,
yeah.
but there's time and a place, and you got to figure out when to flip the switch in your brain. I have to lock in now,
Because we
and we do that a lot during practice too. A lot of what we like to focus on is just there's a difference between focusing on actual just gameplay and getting that down and focusing on everything that affects you out of game, because things do affect you out of
yeah,
game. For me personally, I can't, if it's too loud, my brain will just shut off. I'll be
yeah,
honest, I'll just fry my brain, short circuit it, and it just won't work again for the
yeah,
rest of the match. But when it comes to matches and everything, we like to show our support. It's again, I like to think that we're no different than an actual sports team. People will argue, people will
yeah.
differ
People
with
are
that.
arguing.
Um, but we aren't. We still put in the same amount of practice hours and effort, and we still do everything that they do. It may not look the same,
Yeah,
but we're still doing everything to make our way up there. And
like we know. Like we know that we won't be big as our basketball team, but we want to try
we
and
want to be.
yeah,
We
want to be
want to be as big. We
because
want to be as big as everything
at the
else
same
on
time we're
campus.
also representing Iona and what they say, what they
It's
stand
what we
for.
stand for,
Yeah,
yeah. Like I said before, we may not be a pivotal cornerstone, but we're still a part of the community. And, I want us to grow. I want us to
yeah,
succeed. Even if it's not my team, I want your team to succeed. And
yeah,
I know the feeling's mutual, and I know that it's not just between us, but between every single team, because there are people who play on more than one team,
yeah,
and they're we're a community more so than just people come in, they sit down, they play their games, practice, they play their matches, and they leave.
yeah,
We're more than that, and people find the balance. It's like, okay, time to lock in, get stuff done, and then it's just like, okay, the job's done, can kind of relax a little bit
yeah.
more. I can talk with people who I can talk with the people outside of my team, and we can go do something if we want to, because there's a lot of bonding, in team, outside of team.
I know a few times we got on like we went to Dave and Buster's to
Yeah,
like we have
yeah.
we do team bonding, and I know some of us know even parts of the team. I won't say who. I'm not gonna say who. I respect, but no, we had some ups and downs, but at the point, but we're all concerned about each other. We all want to succeed.
Mhm.
We don't want anyone to feel left out or hated. Like
Mhm.
even if it's probably like no, we want to treat each other as friends, and if we're not friends, we treat them
We treat people with
as
respect.
teammates. Yeah,
That's the borderline thing. There's no exclusivity to this
yeah,
besides for you made the team, and if there is, then you're a jerk, and
yeah,
just you're gonna get boxed out from everybody else. To me, you do that type of stuff, all right, don't talk to me.
yeah,
That's it, simple as that. It's not hard to give people borderline respect and care that you deserve. To me, I'm the type of guy who comes from that mentality.
yeah,
It's just, I'm not going to treat you a way that I wouldn't want to be
yeah,
treated. So I'm going to give you the good nature that I want to be treated with.
yeah.
And, it's simple as that. And
Like it's not always about no. Let's say no. There's just someone on team like who's a higher rank or better than anyone else.
everybody will
Every,
ego with
yeah,
that.
you go
I
to
think
that,
I
but
think I've seen that enough with you guys in
yeah,
Overwatch,
but
where everybody will
I don't care about ego.
ego.
Ego, like no, like as long as they teach us how to get better,
How
to
do I get
improve.
how do I become what you are?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
and
that's what
the same thing applies to us too. I think we always look to the better players. We're just
yeah,
like, okay, is there anything that I can do to fix what I'm doing? I think that's something nice that we have, where everybody's itching to learn, everybody's itching to grow, and people are willing to help each other
yeah,
out. And that's something that we weren't able to do last year all that much, really, because not a lot of the teams were really
yeah.
cohesive. I don't think we really hit
Um,
the state that we're in until like
and
late last
this
year.
year we got more members because I think last year was mostly juniors and seniors.
Last year was a lot of freshmen and
But
uh
this year's a
couple.
lot of freshmen.
No, no. Okay, I think, all right. I'm gonna disagree with you here. We're gonna start an argument right now. Okay. Uh, Last year, I think a lot of what we had was a lot of freshmen, a lot of seniors, a couple juniors here and there
Yeah.
scattered without, and then your occasional ghostly sophomore that would sneak in and be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait a minute. You're a sophomore?
yeah, I think because a lot of the time, I like to think, at least for a freshman, for me, that's just something interesting. It's just like, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Some of the seniors, I'm gonna chalk it up to they've been waiting for it to happen,
Yeah.
and they're just like, finally, let's go hit it. Um, Juniors and sophomores, only God knows. But to the point of us having a lot of freshmen again this
Yeah.
year, no, I'm not going to deny that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the incoming people that we had this year were freshmen, and I think that's something that we collectively as a program can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the times people are coming out of high school and they still want to hold on to everything that they had back then at home in that old lifestyle, and they don't want to drop it, because I know that's how I was.
Yeah.
And I was like so scared to drop tennis, because I put a lot of work into it over my sophomore, junior, and senior year in high school, and I put in so much work that I got so much better, and then it's just to come in, it's like, damn,
I wasn't really
all for nothing, all for what?
I was really like a sports guy in high school. Like in high school, I did track, but not running part. I did discus and shot put. And
That's hard stuff, man. That's
yeah,
hard stuff.
shot play was a bit tough, but once no, once I did it a few times, I got used to it,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if the college offered that, but no, I want like there wasn't really like I know I can never make on any sports teams here, and I joined a few clubs I like the TV club, which I'm still part of, which I love. It was just clubs, but then no, when esports started, like oh wow, no, like I felt that I didn't feel like an outcasted anymore.
Yeah.
I felt sweet that there's finally a team that no I could join, that I can relate to, and like I was really glad to finally be part of something that I know I have the skills to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's not really like physical activity, but no, but you're also on but you're on the team, and like that's what I love being on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, the teams that we have here they all have their own special dynamic that keeps them working the way that we do. Us, we ego challenge a lot. I won't deny it. I think you can attest to that a little bit
yes.
too, where people ego, where it's just like, I'm Grandmaster 2, okay, I'm Grandmaster 1. Eat Eat my shoe.
Armando being top 500.
Oh my days, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know how he does it, but
yeah, people, and I think that's healthy though to an extent. That's healthy because it gives people a reason to approve. It's just like you've been talking crap to my face the entire time. I'm gonna work towards it, and I'm gonna show you that you're wrong. And then you do, and it's just you're wrong. You're bad. You're bad, kid. Stop.
No, in high school, like I did my own entertainment segment. Like I would do a voiceover. I would show games, show trailers, and the people, my classmates, they would make fun of me. They would think also they thought that I would edit. That they thought like if I stuttered, they thought I would edit my voice. Like no, and I'll get made fun of now. Like no, like I do graphic design. I still video edit. I got a few internships because of what I do. So who's laughing now? Like I did like them laughing at me. That didn't stop me from what I love doing. And I know. So I know you were a CS major before, but now you switched to mass comm.
Oh baby, the story.
And I know. So mass comm is a lot of fun.
The story is incredible. Okay. Do you want the backstory behind it? Or
Yes,
okay.
Please. Also, fun fact: I was a CS major as well. Then I switched to mass comm.
Okay, so it's pretty stupid story. I used to do so I did CS a lot in high school because I did my intro class and then I did my AP class, and they're just like, we can offer APA. You guys are going to be the guinea pigs if you take it. So I'm like, hell yeah, more credits for me. So I do that. It rocks. Everything's fine. And going into college, I'm just like, okay, there's two things. Either I am a CS student or I'm an engineering student. So I apply to my schools and I get into them. And it comes down to the decision between here and RIT. Because for my engineering classes that I took in high school, I got my credits through RIT. So it's just like, which do I like more? What do they offer to me? Do I want to go live in Rochester for like 6 months? Or do I want to come here? And I ended up coming here because I have family history.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, they gave me the most money. They gave me money. That's it. They gave me money. I love it. We're greedy. And I come here, I'm just like, I'm a CS student. I take my first CS class. It is hell on earth. I did not like it. It was not what I wanted.
I know how you feel.
I didn't vibe with the way that the professor worked. Yeah, I felt like I had to relearn everything essentially that they taught on my own time, and it just didn't work for me. So I'm just like, no more CS. So I go to mass comm because I always like video editing, I always like YouTube, I always like Twitch, and like content creation. That stuff was fun to me. There was always a little inkling in the back of my mind, was just like, that could be you someday. That could be you. That could be you. Again, call me naive, call me innocent, but I always had an interest in doing it. And then I do them more. I'm just like, yeah, I'm sticking with this. I'm gonna float the boat here. And then I take CS 202 this year because I'm just like, I need an elective, I need a credit. I'm just like, wait, this is fun again. So I'm gonna minor in it. So I ended up holding on to it a little bit more, and it was fun. But mass comm department and the classes that they offer,
it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of the professors they're very nice. They're very chill people.
Dr. Cosby.
Yeah, I have Professor Demergis now. Professor DeLuizio, he's really nice.
Joe. He's in charge of the TU club. Which honestly, I honestly think that next year that you should join. It's great.
I don't know if I can do that. That's a lot on my plate. That's a lot on my plate, man. I don't know about it.
So Joe is a guy we always go up to. We have an issue, a camera issue, and he's very nice. He's very nice.
Yeah, no, a lot of the department is really understanding and very patient with you if you're having an issue. And
I know,
and that's something that I think is very good to have in a department, because I've had my fair share of professors and teachers before college who have just been like, they're just like, you don't understand this. Why? I taught you this. I taught you this. You should understand this.
And mass comm department, like, they're teachers that can relate to you, and they understand our language.
Yeah.
Where our parents, like, I'm trying to explain my mom and sister editing, and to them, like, I'm speaking like a different language.
Yeah,
but
no,
here,
I've done that a couple times. Yeah. I took a communications class in high school, and then whenever my parents would walk in onto me doing work, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing this time?" And it's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm editing down a video with this, and this," and I talk to them about all the different shots that I recorded and all the different sound effects and sound bites that I'm gonna use, and then it's just, um, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Yeah, no, I'm explaining everything to them, and they're just like, "Wow, you're really doing all that." I'm just like, "Yeah, yeah," sitting there, yeah.
One time I remember my mom called me. I told her I'm doing work. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like video editing. She's like, "Shouldn't be studying. Shouldn't mean to doing classwork." I'm like, "Mom, this is my classwork. Like I'm doing. This is my midterm, right?" Wait a minute. Don't you have any tests in class? Like,
No, ma'am.
no,
No,
like
ma'am. No, ma'am.
mom, my test is to video edit.
This is my test. You're watching it right now. This is question 1 of 1.
Yeah, it's just like she was very confused. I'm like, wait, but how the house is a class? I'm like, Mom, not every class has quizzes or tests.
How do you think the commercials for your favorite products are?
Yeah.
The ads for your favorite television shows.
Yeah.
Your television shows to begin with. Yeah, no, a lot goes into it, and there's a lot of different fields behind it in mass comm. But
in my sophomore junior year, I got to write my own movie script for a class. Like I thought that was really cool.
Oh my god, you just reminded me that I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah. Like also like you write anything you want. Yeah, I even like no last year my friend and I we made our like a mini movie. So we were outside like we filmed our own fight scene. I did visual effects and and we got a grade. We weren't happy with it, and so we emailed our teacher saying that you know how hard visual effects is, especially at this age, and plus what a budget we're on. He's like, and so our grade got boosted from 80 to 90.
You gaslit him into that, man. You gaslit the hell out of him.
I'm like, you have any idea how hard is it to stabilize a lightsaber scene?
Yeah, no. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no, I remember now. A lot of what I want to do is like behind the camera work.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff. I don't really like being in front of a camera. Like I know that's contradictory to my current situation now, as I stare into the lens of the unholy recording device.
That's for me. No, as someone who stutters, like in my current class, my professor. No, I told him like, I mean, I'm not a sports. Like, no, I can't really do. I don't have the sports voice, and he told me no worries. So what I do in my class is I'm in. Well, we have in TV studio, so I'm doing the TriCaster, the kind of work. I'm going.
Yeah, you're everything behind the scenes. Everything behind the scenes.
But I still do the work, and someone else reads my script. Well, but I still because I want to be like, hey, I'm not doing any work. Like, but my teacher understands my situation where because I don't know sports, but I know inside it I know like editing and camera work like from the back of my mind.
Yeah, every piece of every production that you see, it's how do I explain it? It's like gears in a machine. There's all the tiny bits and bobs and the cogs and all the different gears that twist and turn in their own different right, and they all work to make this big beautiful thing. It's like what to my computer science people out there, it's like running a program. That's what I relate it to a lot of the time. It's every single line of code all does its own thing, and when you put it all together, you get something beautiful. That's the same thing with like how mass comm works.
Yeah,
because like we talked about, we like to do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. You like to do a lot of camera work.
Yeah.
I like to do a lot of editing. You like to do that too. I don't mind being in front of a camera because I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
I did a lot of casting for a local that I went to a lot of the time last year. So I would sit on the mic, commentate over gameplay.
Yeah. I don't mind that as well. It's just that like no, if I'm like in the studio and I read like a sports script, for example, and like I know I'm going to stutter. Like I know I have no knowledge of anything. But like if it's something about like Smash Brothers, I'm like, okay, all right.
The brain will click.
Yeah. We're clicking. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. Like, oh, finally something I'm not knowledgeable in.
Yeah.
Like like what classes I took last year. I had to take a history class. I'm like, not a history class. My advisor told me, oh no, it's a history of Hamilton to Mickey Mouse. I'm like, oh, something I'm knowledgeable in Disney.
I cry. Hamilton.
Yeah. But Mickey Mouse like, oh, sign me up.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
it's funny a lot of the time looking at it, I realize that there's more that goes into this type of field than I initially think, because every time I learn something new, it's just like, damn, something else I could do. Damn, something else I could do. Damn, something else I could do.
I know in my intro to mass comm class, I still remember this question. I still have the test. So on my test, there was a video game question like, which company was most successful, and the options were Nintendo, Sega, Sony, and Microsoft. Obviously, the
I
answer
feel like
was
it was Sony.
Nintendo. Yeah, oh, wait, I know his answer.
I've been taught a lie. No, honestly, I think it'd be. I feel like it'd be. Uh, okay, now thinking about it, Sony, Nintendo, Sega, and
Well, this was
Microsoft.
it was the question was like in the early like 80s or 90s.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking back to like history and everything. It's just like Microsoft didn't really pick up until like early 2000s.
Yeah,
Sony, I think they had a couple hits in the 90s, but it was really Sega and Nintendo that carried the early gen. And
yeah. And the thing is, I remember in my math
yeah,
class.
no, that checks out. Never
In
mind,
my
I'm
math
dumb.
class, for my final paper, I got to write like an 8-page essay about Avengers Endgame. I told my mom like, I got like an A, I got an A on it. My mom was like,
Okay, hear me out for a second. Hot take. Endgame sucks. Endgame sucks. I mean, okay. Let me rephrase that. Endgame isn't. It doesn't suck, but like,
well, I
there's
I
better.
had to write
There's better.
why it was why did why did this piece of material do well. I was right about the history about the Marvel movies, about visual effects, and how it's just the story laid up.
Started on
So
VFX, right? Don't get me started on VFX.
so did an 8-page essay on Avengers Endgame, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this so much.
Okay, so can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
If we're talking about that in that scenario, what's your opinion on green screen? And the use of green screen and VFX in that regard, because I know specifically for Endgame, final battle scene, a lot of what they had a physical set with everything panned out and everything, and then they're just like, yeah, green screen background, let's reshoot everything, and then let's change up the foreground and everything.
Well, because I think the idea of green screen and sometimes blue screen in case I think it's good because I like how they made it. Making a physical set is always great, but but you're not you're not always going to find a place in the world that has like that image in your head of the perfect background.
Not everything's gonna fit the picture most of the time.
Like, you have to fly everyone to this location. You have to tell whoever's in charge of the location, hey, want to run this location for a few days.
Yeah, you have to do scouting too a lot of the time. That's something that people forget. I think as well.
Like with the Mandalorian, you watched that, right?
No, but I know. I think I know what you're gonna bring up when you talk about this.
They have the LED screens.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't real. It looks so real. And I was surprised they used.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
And I was really impressed by how far the technology I came. It looks so real. It looks so big, but they're in a small studio.
Yeah.
And that amazes me how they're using video game technology like in movies and shows for this, and how we can make things so
realistic.
Yeah.
I think that's something. I think that the screen technology that they're using, I don't know the exact name for it, but however Jon Favreau is using it, and that absolutely, like, hats off to him, man.
I found out the live action Lion King, that was mostly made in VR.
Blech.
Yeah, I know the movie.
We hate live action Disney remakes, people.
But I was impressed. But like, wait a minute, that was made in VR. That's kind of impressive. Because let's say there's there's a mountain that's in this there's a mountain in position that doesn't look well. You could always go in, put it somewhere else, and boom.
Yeah.
Like, wow,
it fits into place. Wow.
Where else for green screen, you have to there's a whole process.
You have to basically start.
Yeah, I mean, green screen is good because you can always mask. The term is mask. So you can mask things out. Let's say there was a green screen wall here. I can easily make a different background. So I Final Cut and Adobe, they have these cool features where you're able to do that, and I think it's pretty cool. But for an LED screen, I know a lot. I think more companies are starting
I
to
think the
use it.
interest is rising in them,
Yeah,
seeing after everything that they've done with, because I think you brought up the Mandalorian, and I
yeah,
think they also use that in certain production scenes for the Batman, for Matt
yeah.
Reeves, the Batman. So
Like,
they used it in that too, and I think in the latter case, a lot of people really saw how not necessarily diverse, but how pinpoint and accurate it can provide certain lighting tones and certain
yeah,
colors to the shot and the cinematography in that. And I think the examples from Matt Reeves, the Batman, are what really drew a lot of investors and a lot of different companies and people into looking into this type
yeah. I
of
always love
subject.
like behind the scenes because no, like in a couple years, maybe 10 or 20 years, I would love to like work on a TV or or on TV show or even a movie. I would love to go behind the scenes because I envision what can be done. Because I watch videos of behind the scenes of visual effects and how they're done, and it amazes me. Like I nerd out about like, oh wow, that's how it was made.
Yeah,
And like even like with the old Star Wars movies, like no, I know there are models, but the way they did it, like they had to make a new camera set up just to
make a specific shot,
make
and
a
it's
sure shot, and
incredible.
and that like it amazes me like how far we have come. And no, I use examples like that in my project before, like I did in my for my senior project in my in my one of my classes. I did a presentation about of the importance of visual effects and sound effects and how far we have come and how important they are in every movie. Even like for example like the Titanic. Like it's not an a cool action adventure movie,
Mhm.
but how do you think the water how do you get to make a ship visual
Mhm.
effects.
I think a lot of I really like sound design.
Yes,
I really like sound design, sound effects, and music. I think though everything that involves sound effects
I even learned like from
are really interesting. Because for me, I wrote my I wrote my college paper on
mhm.
sound effects, and um, I'm a big ass geek, so I'm a big anime head and a
Yeah.
and a and a big anime fiend. I used a lot of examples from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I talked about how each part has their own distinct musical choices and aspects. You look at part one; it's a lot of orchestral themes, a lot of orchestral tempos. You'll find a lot of strings, flutes, and instruments that were really prominent in that time period. And you go to something like part four. It's a little bit more up. It's a lot more upbeat, a lot more, um, not necessarily EDM or dubstep, but a little bit in that genre. Not wholeheartedly, but
Mhm.
you get it more in that where you have heavy guitar, heavy beats, with such like that, and a little bit more. And actually, not a little bit. Excuse me, a lot more faster tempo and a lot more faster pace. And then it really creates a diversity to the scene.
And I'm sure these certain it'll give you goosebumps. Like whenever I hear Star Wars music, I get goosebumps. Like
Mhm.
there's no at some point in a few years, sounds like those become iconic.
Yeah, they do.
I like when I hear the sound of you hear a sound of a lightsaber. Back then it was, oh, okay.
Where?
Now you hear people know that people recognize
Yeah.
it, even though the sound of a guy falling. That's just like in every
The
movie.
Wilhelm
Yeah,
scream.
just,
I love the Wilhelm scream so much. I love that so
like
much.
that became iconic. Or things like it's not always or if there's a scene where a woman walking heels. That's not actually the person. That's
That's
actually
not a person actually walking.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
funny too. A lot of sound design
I learned
and prop design even
for
too.
the Batman Arkham games. I was doing when I was researching this for a project. Like the gadget with the gel explosive. That's actually sound of a whipped cream can. Or when Batman's like breaking bones, that's just the sound of someone breaking celery sticks.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I've watched a couple of those videos before. I watched one
I'm like, are
for
you serious? Like
I
that's
think I
like
watched one for John Krasinski's A Quiet Place,
mhm.
where they use a lot of what they call silent props
Yeah.
to make sound effects, and they use them in scenes.
It's
And I
really
I think that's really interesting too.
it's
A
very
lot of it.
interesting how like you can like gather a few items and you can make a sound and you could it's like an illusion. Like you
Mhm.
watch something wait that was that.
Yeah, because you could do the most maniacal
Yeah,
brain dead thing ever to make a certain sound. You take that sound, put it in a completely different scene, and it'll fit in smooth as butter.
Yeah. Like, like whenever I do my own edits, and sometimes if there's music in the way, I learned music, but I want that sound. I look up, okay, a sounds that something that sounds like sword clashing. I put that in. I'm like, okay, wow, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Because sometimes it works as a cut too,
yeah, it does.
where you don't need like a visual cut, and then the like how you had how you had just said like sound like swords clashing and
Yeah,
clanging against each other, stuff like that really helps mask the transition too, because because sometimes it catches people off guards.
yeah,
It catches people off guard, so they'll hear it in their ears, and their brain won't register whatever they're seeing.
yeah. Like, no, whenever the edits I do is like I do. So for those who don't know, like I take a content from like pop culture, like from games, movies, and shows. I transition scene to scene, and of course I match the song I use. I match the sound effect would be the song. But say in that video, there's a cool fight scene. Let's say there's a cool fight scene, and there's music in the way. I have to lower the music, but you can't hear the awesome clashing. I would look up, okay, certain sounds that I can I can use for that scene and with the beat of song, and it works. And like it's surprising, it's great. It surprises me how nowadays like as for us mass majors, like we're able to do these things. Like we can make things look like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, no, a lot of what people can do nowadays with the technology that we have, even on like an entry level
Yeah.
and at the professional level a lot too, you can completely change the way that a scene is depicted just by switching two shots around
Yeah.
and couple lines and then changing the
I've been told
lighting.
by a few professors that I'm a better video editor than them. I should teach the class. Or like one of the classes, my professor was trying to look up certain transition. I'm like, I'm like, no, wait, just type in the word cross, and like what's your name? What's your name? He's like Anthony. It's like, okay, guys, if you guys have any need help editing, email me or Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah, my editing's a little rusty. I haven't really done much since high school because I only took the one class, and I don't actually know. No, I am right. I haven't done a lot since high school, but I've done it occasionally here and there
But
for a couple local classes.
but when you complete your project,
Oh, it's so satisfying.
it's
It's so
see,
satisfying.
you're like wow, like I was able to make this, or maybe as a group, like wow, like look at what we created.
A lot of my friends that I have in mass comm classes, they'll be like, "Damn, editing sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a
Oh
single
yeah,
lick
I
of
hear
this."
that all the time.
And then they'll be like, "Who wants to go ahead and take the editing job?"
Like
Me, I'll raise my hand. I'll be like, "I got you, bro. That's me.
like,
That's me. I'll do it."
on eBoard for a TV club. I was the associate director of production. So whenever the producers of entertainment, sports, and news, wherever they would finish their segment, they would send me their footage, and they would send me the 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 B-roll or interviews that they used. I would put together, then send it over, and like wow, I would like we were able to work on this together, and because because for years there's only one editor, and in my junior and senior we had two editors because there were only very few people who had certain editing skills, and
Mhm.
it felt so great to get to get recognized for you know. I'm pretty sure we guys met me. You saw me as a weird nerdy kid, but like oh, really?
Completely lie.
Oh.
Completely lie.
I know for some people, for some people that's how they saw me. But then when at coffee house when I showed my edits, they're like their eyes like were popped out. Like they were amazed. I got text messages. Like people even asked me, "Hey, do you mind if I borrow your videos? I could use like for a project." I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, okay, Jack. Well, Jack. Thank you again for being our last guest. I know.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I love this type of
Yeah,
work, man. And even if it's not the field for me, it's nice to get a perspective from all the different fields that lie in mass comm, because things carry over.
yeah.
Things do carry
I mean,
over.
this club, like the radio show club, is it's not just for mass comm people. Anyone could do it. Like you
Mhm.
have an idea for a show, you could do it. You could do it. Like I've been doing this since my sophomore year. It's a lot of fun, and it's something you can put on your resume. Like, hey, I did my own radio show. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
made a thing.
Like mom, I did something. Look, Yeah, but Jack, thank you again.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Hopefully next time, hopefully Issa will be here. I know she's doing work. That's my fault. I should let her know last night.
Oh, we cry, we
Yeah.
cry.
But everyone, have a good day. It's a very it's a very beautiful day out. So go outside.
Enjoy the weather,
Yeah,
ladies and
enjoy the weather.
gentlemen. Go burn in the sun. Go burn. Go
Go
burn.
burn, everyone. All right, everyone, and also have good and safe weekends.